Good morning. This is Ann Burkholder coming at you from Innovative Livestock Services. This morning I am hanging out at McClimate Feed Yard, and I am joined by Rich Waller and Jesse Landon, beef producers from the Holdridge community, as well as Todd Hilliard, the superintendent of the Holdridge Public School System. And we are here this morning talking about the Nebraska Beef in the Schools program. The Nebraska Beef in the Schools program was created across the state of Nebraska several years ago so that we could bring our communities together to figure out how to get local beef in the school system, as well as open up some transparency and help to teach our kids a little bit about where their food comes from. So before we kick it off and talk about the logistics of how these guys were able to implement the program in their school system, I just want to reach out and say thank you to everybody across the state of Nebraska that worked so hard on this program. The template that's been developed is really awesome, and it enables people to be able to take it to their own community and make a very special program that can reach and touch our kids and our communities. So at this time, I want to kick it off to Rich Waller. Rich is going to talk about some particulars and some logistics, as well as some steps that they went through in Holdridge as they implemented the program. So I'm going to turn the camera around and show Rich. And Rich, you can take it from here. You want to share some logistics with us?
I sure will. My wife and I was reading in some magazines and some newspapers about the program, and we wanted to get involved in it since our county is a big beef producing county anyway. And so we went in and talked to our superintendent of schools, Todd, and Todd said, yeah, let's get it going. And he mentioned that they were having a seminar at Hebron, Nebraska, so we went down and one morning and sat through that and learned a lot. So then we come back, presented it to Todd. Todd got along with the lunch school lady, so we had to get everybody involved in the whole situation. And since then, we have really got involved with the producers in the area, and hopefully we can get more people involved in it later on.
Okay, so you guys, you went out in the community, you built a committee to work together, and then you went to try to get folks to donate beef, right? And to work out the logistics with the packing plant as well. Is that correct? Is that how everything worked?
Yes, it did. And the funny part about the whole thing is that you've really got to get the school lunch program involved in it first. That's probably the most important factor in the whole thing. Another thing is that there's a lot of things that you got to, red tape that you got to go through. One thing, they got to be killed at a federal inspected plant, which is very, very important. And we've enjoyed working with the people so far, hopingly that we can go on ahead and do it for years to come.
That sounds great. So Todd, can you share, this is Todd Hilliard, superintendent of the Holdridge Public School System. Todd, can you share with us how you feel like this has impacted the community of Holdridge, and in particular how it's benefiting the kids in your school system?
Yeah, absolutely. We're always, from a school district perspective, we're always looking for ways to partner with our community, and like Rich said, with this being such a high cattle producing area, for us it only made sense. There are different areas around the state where maybe you look more at pork or things like that, whatever is more readily available, but for us the obvious solution around here is the beef producers. So through the help of these two guys and others, we've really worked to establish some of those relationships. I think those things will help producers in the long run, the school district in the long run, and obviously the students in the long run. We like the idea that we're able to provide locally raised, locally slaughtered, fresh beef to our students, and our goal this year is to do 100% of the beef throughout the year, and we're optimistic that we're going to be able to do that, and we're in good shape right now, and a lot of it's the credit to these guys and the rest of the people on the committee.
That sounds awesome. You know, I think any time that we can come together as a community to do things for our kids. I remember when I moved to small town America 21 years ago, one of the elementary school teachers told me, she said, you know, Ann, it takes a community to raise a child. And I think that programs like this are really excellent ways to put that into practice and allow people to give of their gifts and their talents in order to make a difference in the community. So I think that's really awesome. Jesse, Landon, Jesse, could you share with us before we tie it up for the day some last advice or perhaps some words of inspiration for folks out there that are thinking about implementing the Nebraska Beef in the Schools program, and just sharing some last thoughts?
Sure. Well, I think this is a really good way for producers who are passionate about what they do to share what they do, to share with the community. You know, if there's schools out there that are interested in doing this, I think they just need to jump in and first of all do your homework, because there are a lot of regulations, but develop that relationship with the school administration and the food service to get it started. I think you'll find that beef producers are going to be passionate about what they do, eager to help, and very generous and willing to donate, and businesses in the communities are going to be eager to help as well.
That sounds great. So before we close for today, I just want to let you all know if anybody has questions or needs help, if you're thinking about putting the Nebraska Beef in the Schools program to work for you and your community, I know that Jesse and Rich and Todd are really welcome to offering suggestions and help as you move down that road. Also, if you are looking to do some internet work on your own, you can go to nebraskacattlemen.org/Nebraska Beef in the Schools program, and there's information there as well as templates that you can use to get started. So we really appreciate your time today. Thank you for joining us. Hopefully we've inspired you to go out and try to build a program like this in your community, so that together we can bring more beef into our local school system, as well as tie together the members of our community with our kids and open up that great window of transparency so that everybody can learn a little bit more about where their food comes from. Have a great day. Thank you for joining us.